right, good evening. I now call the April 1st, 2025 regular meeting of the City Council to order. Our invocation this evening is going to be given by Councilman Tyson Hermes.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to grow closer as a group and nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace, O Lord, as we make decisions that might affect the residents, businesses, and staff of the city of Erlanger. And continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you, and the service of humanity. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
All right, Mrs. Hoffman, if you can take roll call, please.
Mr. Cahill.
Present.
Mr. Farmer.
Present.
Ms. Fields.
Here.
Mr. Hermes.
Here.
Ms. Jasper Lucas.
Here.
Ms. Nicely.
Present.
Ms. Reckers.
Here.
Ms. Skidmore. Here. Ms. Wilson.
All right, thank you very much. All right, you've received a copy of the minutes for the March 4th, 2025 regular council meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to be made at this time? Okay, seeing none, do I entertain a motion that we adopt as presented? Ms. Reckers, Ms. Jasper Lucas, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carried. You've received a copy of tonight's agenda. Are there any additions to be made at this time? Yes.
I would ask to remove item number 1 under legislation. I know it's a first reading, but I would like to have more discussion at the next caucus meeting on April 15th, if we could, please.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to remove. Okay, all right, any discussion? All right, do we need roll call or all in favor?
All in favor is fine.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carried. We'll go ahead and get rid of it. All right, any other additions to be made at this time? Okay, seeing none, do I entertain a motion that we adopt as amended? Ms. Reckers, Ms. Jasper Lucas, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carried. All right, our first special presentation this evening is our business spotlight. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Collier.
Thank you, Mayor. We have an interesting business spotlight this evening because it involves a nonprofit organization in Northern Kentucky, but also a quasi-museum. And so who we have here today is David Hastings, the Executive Director for Housing Opportunities of Northern Kentucky, as well as Ainsley McDougall. And before I give you the mic, David, just a quick sort of summary of what we're going to see today. So Collection 21 is a private vintage car collection in Erlanger. It's got over 250 immaculately restored vehicles, which you'll see here briefly on our screen here. It's an ongoing exhibit where 100% of the donations benefit the housing opportunities of Northern Kentucky, which Mr. Hastings and Ms. McDougall represent. They get, and they'll talk a little bit about what HONK does here in a second. The collection is open Fridays and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The last entry is at 3 p.m. The suggested donation is $15. Mr. Hastings, did you want to take the microphone and give a little bit more context to what I just provided?
There you go.
Yeah, okay, much better. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mayor Fetty and council for this opportunity. I do also want to say thank you for your past support of our mission. We've most recently built a couple of homes in Erlanger, Woodward, and Division in the height of COVID. You all were very supportive of that effort. We've got wonderful families there. Hopefully you all have seen what a contributing element that has been to Erlanger. So we are a home ownership program. We do lease to own, so we help folks kind of transition from renting into owning. We have just today celebrated with our 113th homeowner in Northern Kentucky. We serve Campbell, Kent, and Boone counties and are very proud to be involved with Collection 21 at 21 Kenton Lands Road in Erlanger. Like Mark said, 100% of the donations support our mission, so it's supporting affordable homeownership here in Erlanger.
I'll say a couple things. Yeah, just kind of going off what David said, it's such an amazing and unique collaboration that we have with Collection 21, and it brings in so much fundraising for us on an annual basis. So it's just really special, and it's also a way that people find out about our mission and who we are as a nonprofit. We're a smaller organization, but this car collection many people know about, so they'll come and wanting to see the cars, or they're vintage car enthusiasts, and then they learn about our organization and all the work that we're doing here in Erlanger and other Northern Kentucky communities. So yeah, and thanks for allowing us to have this collaboration between you all and with Brandon Ferris, who actually shot the documentary for us. He was great, so this was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Mr. Glenn, if you want to tee up our video.
When this first started out here, we heard there was a car museum in Erlanger, but nobody knew where it was or who owned it. And we started hunting around and found out. And I've been coming out here ever since it's been open. I've been to a lot of car museums in other states, and I have never seen this volume of cars and trucks that this building houses. And to me, that is really impressive. I volunteer through Honk and gives home ownership to people that maybe couldn't afford it any other way. They build some nice houses and renovate and do a lot of good work in the area, and that's why I think this has been a good fundraiser for them, because it brings in some extra money that they can do more with every year. When we talk about the volunteers through Honk, they volunteer here. Some of them even volunteer at the building sites themselves. And they're all from different cities, but they all come here to Erlanger to work at the car museum. And we only do that 2 days a week. And I've made a lot of new friends just by volunteering here at Honk. Customers that come in and view the cars, it's like you bond for that amount of time that they're in here, and you go home at the end of the day and say, man, that was a good day.
So thank you to Honk. Collection 21 is this incredible hidden gem in Northern Kentucky, and it's so cool that it's here in Erlanger. Hopefully it's not a secret too much longer. We get more people in to provide some support for your great organization. So thank you very much for being here. Ms. Reckers.
Which 2 days is the facility open?
Fridays and Saturdays.
Fridays and Saturdays. And what time? 10 a.m.?
We let the last people in at 3. It takes, if you have any interest, even a remote interest in cars, it'll take you more than an hour to see them.
So 10 a.m.
10 a.m. We closed, we kick people out, or really to see it all, you really need to get there before 3.
So Ms. Reckers, as well as the media members in the audience as well, we'll have a press release that will go out tomorrow that details all of those things as well. And then later this week, we'll debut this video on social media on the City of Erlanger channels.
All right. Our next special presentation is Mr. Benjamin Brinkhouse. How are you, man? I'm going to come down with you, okay?
Thank you.
Very good. Good to hear. I heard you're a pretty intelligent man.
Allegedly.
You got an award to prove it, right?
Suppose I do.
You suppose you do? All right, very good. And you have this fish.
Yes.
I was
So,
told this fish is very important.
Yes, his
Okay.
name is Bob. He's
You
a
wanna Tell,
very prestigious member of the community here, Bob. Had him since 4th grade. He is a emotional support pencil case. He became a necklace accessory in 5th grade, and I've been wearing him to academic team matches and other such events like that. And he's become, I suppose, a sort of celebrity through not just in the schools I've attended, but also through the academic teams and communities of other schools as well. So he's, yes, very
very cool.
important to me. So, yes,
That's awesome. Well, I knew he needed recognition just as you do.
yes.
So, all right, very good. Well, I have a little proclamation for you, okay?
Oh.
All right. To all to whom these presents shall come, whereas Benjamin Brinkhouse is an extraordinary Erlanger resident and 6th grade student at St. Henry Middle School. Benjamin competed at district, regional, and state competitions as an academic team member. Benjamin's record for 2025 includes first place in arts and humanities, social studies, and general knowledge at a district level. He placed 12th overall in the state for general knowledge. At regional level, Benjamin placed 3rd in arts and humanities, 1st in social studies, and general knowledge. He was 10th overall in the state for general knowledge. At state level, Benjamin placed 9th in arts and humanities, 65th place in social studies, and 27th place in general knowledge. He finished in the top 10 at the state competition. Benjamin's hard work, along with his good luck charm, Bob the Fish, earned him a trophy and a Governor's Cup medal presented to him by Governor Beshear. The City of Erlanger congratulates Benjamin Brinkhouse on his dedication to academics and his success in competitions. Thank you for representing Erlanger well. Now, therefore, I, Jessica Fetty, Mayor of the City of Erlanger, Kenton County, Kentucky, do hereby proclaim April 2nd, 2025 to be Benjamin Brinkhouse Day in Erlanger, and do commend this observance to all of our citizens, given under my hand and the seal of the City of Erlanger on this day, April 1st, 2025. Congratulations. So you gotta let your school know about this. They have to shout it from the rooftops, okay?
We'll ensure that they will.
Okay. Do you want to say anything else?
Yeah, it's really an honor to be a resident of Erlanger, and I thank Mayor Fetty for giving me this and saying these kind words here today. And that's really all. Yes, so thank you all.
All right. Time for public comment. First on the list is Chris Herman. If you'd like to come to the podium. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'd like to start by saying allergies suck. I'm gonna work my way through this. So when I heard that my idea to create a student or youth seat on the city council was being cut from the agenda, I was very disappointed. I was also extremely confused as to why, quote, there isn't much appetite at this time to formally add a student seat to the city council, end quote. It also struck me as a little odd that this idea went from having what seemed like considerable support from both the executive and legislative branches of our city government to being told that there was no support for it at all. But I can confidently say that there is an appetite to add a student seat to the city council. I took the liberty of writing a petition, and it states, I support the effort to create a student seat on the city council of Erlanger, Kentucky. This would be to give students a voice and allow us to be heard in a respectful manner. Students present a new viewpoint and provide new ideas that can be extremely beneficial to the city, and we must include our younger population in decision-making, because these are decisions on our future as well. 72 people signed this petition. There is an appetite for this, and there is an appetite to be included in our democratic process. These people want our voices to be heard, and heard from a place of rank and respect, not just as community members who are invited to speak, but as full-fledged members of this council. I also took the initiative to do a little research. According to the last United States Census in 2020, the population of Erlanger sat at 19,611 people. It has most certainly grown from this, but these are the numbers that I'll use. Among these 19,611, 23.8% of the population was under the age of 18. That's 4,667 people. 4,667 people who have no voting power and no real voice within this city. From that, every city council member represents 1,660 adults. I would be asking one student to represent 4,667 people, 2.8 times more than the rest of the council. From that math to have proportional representation, I in fact should have asked for 3 students to be added. One chosen by the city council, one chosen by the school board, and one chosen by direct election at Lloyd. I was also told that the city simply did not have the staff to support another member of the city council, so I thankfully am only asking for 1 student. But I don't think another member would be a strain on Erlanger's staff capacity, because our council once had 12 members and the city managed to function just fine. Thousands of residents and citizens of this city are shut out of the democratic and decision-making process, and that's just wrong. We are not a true democracy until everyone is included, no matter the person's age, gender, race, or anything else. I just hope that you will put this idea to a vote. If it passes, I will be happy that students and youth are finally getting our voices and respect. And if it fails, I will be disappointed, but at least we let our democratic process work itself out. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions either now or right after the city council meeting. I'll be right in that chair. Thank you.
So I'll just, for council's sake, I was the one that was tasked with conversing with Mr. Herman on his idea. Seeing that there wasn't a lot of, I wouldn't characterize as support, but just nothing, didn't hear much of anything. What I offered to Mr. Herman was a mentorship, essentially to be involved in the democratic process that we have established at our legislative body. I offered my time and effort to outline what meetings would be appropriate for Mr. Herman to attend, sit with him, allow him to understand how to get involved. At the last caucus meeting, we had, I think, a caucus meeting and a task force meeting right before that, sent that out to Mr. Herman, didn't hear anything back. So my offer still stands. We'd love to bring you in, let you understand how this works a little bit. I'll let council and the mayor kind of decide what they want to do. I'm just a staff member. So that's kind of where, just to provide a little bit of context for council of what he's talking about.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Okay. Next public comment is Dennis and Brenda. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, well, welcome. How you guys doing? You good? We've noted your attendance. A+. All right. There you go. All right. Okay, mayor's report. I have a request of you guys. Okay. In 6+ years of being mayor, I have not missed a meeting. For all vacations, all family functions, anything, I accommodate, and we rework our schedules. We make sure that we can be here as much as we possibly can. There is a trip in my future in June that I did not have control over the planning. It is a trip with Grace, my daughter. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go on a school trip with her, and it falls on the second reading of our budget. My ask, my plead to you all is if we can please move up our second reading to June 10th instead of June 17th. I am begging for this accommodation because it's important, and I don't want to miss it. I think we all, is that okay? Instead of June 17th, it would be June 10th. No. Yeah. Yep. Instead of the 17th, so the second reading was scheduled for June 17th. So my ask of you is that we bumped to June 10th.
So we'd have a special meeting on June 10th to do the second reading?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's fair, yeah.
Yep, yes.
The only comment I would make is, I mean, I'm fine with it, but we all know that with the budget might bring a different opinion. We haven't seen the budget yet, so we don't know.
That would be the second reading.
I realize that, but I guess I don't have a problem changing it, but I also haven't seen the budget that I'm agreeing to vote on a week early.
Okay, I'll guarantee you will have everything worked out between now and then.
And that's my only concern, is I don't doubt that we will.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we don't know because we haven't seen anything. So, but I have no problem moving it up.
Okay. Yeah.
If there's a caucus meeting scheduled in June, can it be moved up as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take care of both of them on that 10th if that's okay.
Groovy.
You guys okay? Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. All right. City Administrator's report, Mr. Glenn.
Okay, just a couple things. On the budget note, just a reminder that the mayor's budget presentation, or the mayor's budget and the presentation by department heads will be 5 p.m. on May 7th. Just to confirm that. And then working with Rebecca, we're going to pick the May 15th at 5:30 p.m. for the budget ad hoc meeting. The budget ad hoc meeting will be 5:30. And I just picked that arbitrarily because that's what it is typically every year, if that's good.
That's the budget meeting. It's okay. I have the PDS council budget meeting that night, but, yeah, our meetings are always on Thursdays. It starts at 5:30. Are you guys cool if I'll just run from one to the next if we can push it back a little bit? No, on the 15th of May. If we can move it to either 6 or 6:30, the PDS budget meeting starts at 5:30, and I just need to be able to. 14th would be excellent.
I would consider the staff as well.
Yeah.
Want to make it the 14th?
We usually don't have any staff that come to that, do we? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know that,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
it
not a
seems
big
like the
deal.
only people that need to make the decision are here.
Sure.
That's
Yeah,
what I was
that's fine.
getting at.
That's
Yeah. I'm fine with moving it to 6.
Either one. If you want to move it to the 14th, are you guys available on the 14th of May? And then we can just do it at 5:30? Does that work for everybody? Everybody nodding? You can't do it that day? Just keep it on the 15th, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'll let Charmalee know. Either one. 6:30 is fine. Then I can accomplish everything. Yeah, 6:30. 6:30. Anything else, Mr. Glenn?
That is it for me.
Mr. Gatlin, City Attorney?
Nothing to report, Mayor.
All right. Mr. Collier, you have an update.
Yep. So some good news. The Summer Send-Off 5K is in its third year. And participation has been going up. Silver Lake also had a 5K in and around the same time that we did it last year. They actually came to us and said, can you guys help us sort of close down the streets a little bit? And we said, there's 2 5Ks that are kind of running the same course around the same time. Let's see if we can figure out a partnership. So Silver Lake, the Summer Send-Off 5K is now the Summer Send-Off 5K presented by Silver Lake. So the route will be the same. We're sharing some resources, so we'll kind of save a little bit of money. They will too. We're going to help lift some hurdles that they had in terms of road closure. So they're going to push theirs a little bit closer to ours, and total win-win. So the 4th annual 5K will occur September the 20th. Sherry, is it 8 o'clock if you can recall? 8:30 on September the 20th. So the 5K presented by Silver Lake, we are very proud to have them in Erlanger. Just a quick update on that.
Great job. All right. Any reports from task force representatives this evening? Ms. Nicely?
I just wanted to remind everybody the next beautification task force meeting will be on Tuesday, April 15th at 5 p.m. at the City Building in the small council chambers. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good. Oh, Ms. Reckers.
The Small Business Task Force met on the 18th, and we discussed the fiscal year-to-date utilization of the grant programs and all of the successes. We also discussed some of the proposed changes and adjustments to potentially increase the funding offerings for the next fiscal year. They'll be further discussed during the budget process. And then we plan to meet in July, date is TBD, to recap the fiscal year in entirety and see what trends and specific utilization was used most frequently, and potentially change, if needed, any program level, make any program level changes should that be needed to further build on the utilization of these programs. So looking forward to that and the budget discussion around increasing the funds. Thank you.
Mr. Hermes?
Thank you, Mayor. I was just going to mention that the Parks Task Force meeting met this evening, and the next meeting will be 5 o'clock on May 6th here in the small council chambers. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All righty. Mr. Glenn, you have a bid to talk about.
Okay, last week on March 27th, 10 a.m., the city received several bids. Can everybody hear me? All right. For the construction of a new island for Sherborne Drive that'll be located right in front of the new park that is being installed there. VOX and VOX has recommended the low bidder, which is Humphrey Concrete, and their price is $59,373, and that is within budget. Any questions on that? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Glenn. All right, does anybody have any unfinished business? Any new business? Okay, we have no legislation.
We do.
Oh,
A
we
municipal
do.
order. Yep.
It's on the other page, sorry.
Got some weed eaters to surplus, Mayor.
Can't forget that.
All right, this is a municipal order of the City of Erlanger and Kenton County, Kentucky, making the written determinations required by KRS 82083 for the sale or other disposition of property owned by the city. You can see attached is the sheet that shows that there are 2 weed eaters, 2 blowers, a jet digital printer, as well as a mulch value cut plotter that are all being surplus by Public Works due to age and condition. And the blowers and weed eaters are being traded for new equipment, and the printer and plotter are being sold by electronic auction.
All right, do I entertain a motion that we adopt this municipal order as read? Mr. Farmer, Mr. Hermes, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Are there any announcements this evening? Yeah, go ahead.
Just really quickly, since the meeting got over so quickly, I think the way I'm going to celebrate Benjamin Brinkhouse Day is I'm going to get to bed by 8 o'clock.
All right, do I entertain a motion that we adjourn? Ms. Reckers, Mr. Farmer, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.